Let's do it, Jim.
Welcome to the pod. Welcome to the pod.
What's up, everybody? This is The Quad with Chris Young. I'm going to be a little bit subdued at the top of today. Obviously, myself, Haley, Ryan from Miami, producer Josh, just want to take a minute to say I hope everyone that you know is okay from all of the terrible things the weather has been doing here lately with Helene, the hurricane that has moved through Florida up through the east coast of the country. A lot of terrible, terrible things coming out of North Carolina, Georgia,
Tennessee.
East Tennessee. It's been really, really bad. We still don't know the full extent of everything. Ryan, I know you and I were going back and forth the other day via text, and I know you want to speak on it. Maybe you're privy to some things that I don't know. I'm looking for where to donate. I will absolutely be making not just my own post, but also a post through the Quad, just so if people need to know where to go. I'm finding out where is the best place to donate, where the money actually gets to where it needs to be as fast as possible. And I will be making a donation to wherever that is. But Rye, go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, I just, thoughts are with everybody across Florida and North Carolina and Tennessee and into Georgia. I know, and I think every one of us on this podcast knows at least somebody who was personally affected by this storm, given how widespread it was. I've got anywhere from 25 to 50 friends personally that I know whose homes are destroyed, whose cars are totaled, whose lives have been upended, whose beach towns are unrecognizable. And so, this was the worst storm to come through, my region in Tampa Bay in over a century. And, my thoughts are with everybody who's picking up the pieces this morning. The folks in Asheville, North Carolina, that are dealing with mudslides and one open grocery store. The folks in Atlanta and North Carolina and
no gas,
and Georgia. And
no power.
Mm-hmm.
Power is going to be out for a while. I don't think people understand. Like, parts of I-40 have been washed away.
Yeah, do not exist
like
anymore.
That's insane to think about, because it's truly, really and truly, like, no one can get to some of these people, and we really aren't going to know the true effects of what's happened
Because there's been no
while.
cell phone service, so no one can say who's missing, what's happened in certain areas, or anything
are they
like that.
okay, or are they just stranded? What's going on?
Yeah,
I will tell you, the most expensive hurricane ever on record in U.S. history was Hurricane Katrina. Understandably so. I would not be surprised, given the extent of the impacts all across the southeastern U.S., if this is not up there with one of the more costly hurricanes in our history. And so, again, I can't emphasize it enough. The folks that I know personally who have been affected, I'm so grateful, CY, to hear you are offering, your help financially. I know, the Bucks owner, the Glazers have donated $1 million. Jeff Finnick, the owner of the Lightning, have donated $2 million to hurricane relief efforts. So there's a lot of people stepping up to help. I know Luke Combs and Morgan Wallen have both said that they want to step in and help. And so
Luke
grateful for all of the communities.
I know some people in Luke's camp, and I know he obviously, like, if you have ever talk to Luke, I mean, just being from that general vicinity of the country, I mean, I can't speak for him. I don't want to put words in someone else's mouth. You never do that as an artist, as a public figure, anything. But I know some people in his camp that said he's working on some stuff. So
and just so super grateful for everybody. And if you can't help, even if it's offering a helping hand to a neighbor or giving someone a call and let them know you're there for them, As I've said, and as I'm sure many of you know, I mean, I was in the center of this storm covering it for News Nation, and I talked to families, and I was there as rushing waters were coming into homes in South Tampa, and just seeing lives literally upended in front of me. It was the worst I've ever seen in my lifetime, and I've been through dozens and dozens of storms. This was by far the most apocalyptic storm I've ever experienced in my life, and so thoughts are just with everybody across the Southeast and here in the U.S.
Absolutely. Rye, I hate even asking you to do this, but can you explain to like anyone that's just listening to this podcast that hopped on hoping, and trust me, we're going to get to the levity and brevity part of this podcast, which is normally what we do, but this is something that we all felt we needed to touch on. And will you explain to people that, you know, scour the internet and they look for images or images come across a page they're looking at, but they don't really understand like the cataclysmic effect that this had on some people, depending on where you were in the country.
Every single coastal town on the Gulf Coast has been utterly destroyed. And I mean that from south of Fort Myers all the way up into the Panhandle, and now obviously into the Carolinas and Georgia and Tennessee. And so when, you know, if you look at kind of the maps, even of power outages, and you see just the path of where Helene took, it is paradises that have been reduced to rubble. You know, when we talk about storm surge, I mean, some areas in Florida saw 15 feet of storm surge. That is 2 basketball hoops, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, that is, if you think about those 1.5, thank you for the math help there, Josh. Appreciate that. Yep. Thank you for the help there. So, that was the worry with the storm. And so again, you know, as I've driven around my town and the beach cities that I call home, you know, it's going to take a long time for our communities to recover, but help a neighbor, call someone, lend a hand, do whatever you can, because this is the time when our friends in the Southeast need us most. So
also,
sure.
Like we've said before, right now, a bunch of people, especially back home, are sharing another post saying there's an unsurvivable storm coming. That's fake. They took the path of Helene and they're reposting it saying it's unsurvivable and it's taking the same exact path, and that's not true. Literally everyone's sharing it going, oh my gosh, here we go again, and I'm like, that's not true. That's not factual. Like,
there is another potential storm out there.
There is another potential storm, but it's not the path. It's not the path that they're showing, and it's not an unsurvivable storm.
Now, that being said, with everything that has just gone on, that would be a horrible scenario to have those bookend each other. Yeah.
Which in 2004 it happened.
Yes.
To Florida, but
it can happen. All we are saying is literally that's why I actually don't have a place to name. I was trying to find something to name this morning, Rye, that people can donate to.
We'll help you with it.
And I'm in contact, obviously, with multiple camps from here in Nashville that we're going to find where to send people to donate, where the money is going to go to the people that need it, and it's not going to go somewhere and just off into the ether. And I want to make an impact with it. And I think everybody does. That's always the intent. But we know how the internet is. So
sure do.
I'm just being very critical about where I try and send people to go, hey, here's a good place to donate to. And it's terrifying because you look at some of the things that people are going through where they've got no power, no cell service, no roads. They can't get away from where they are. You know, places are running out of gas. Entire towns have been completely obliterated. Like it's really, really scary. So
we need your help now. So we need our help from all of our neighbors all over the country. On a much lighter note, you guys did not get the Slack message about dressing up today for work. Did that get missed by the rest of the group, or am I the only one in a tie?
I am not in a tie. However, I am wearing a John Varvatos jacket Ryan. So
I'm working out
Okay.
after this. What are you talking about?
Just I didn't know. If,
I
I didn't know-
dressed up. I'm just saying. Josh just came from Canada. I've been in multiple time zones in the past 3 days. Haley's going to work out and be a better human.
Just wondering. I guess I was the only one that got the Slack message, so that's okay. That's
I
fine.
think that's probably for your job.
I look like an intern today on this podcast. is what I look
Intern
like.
Ryan.
It
Oh
is.
my God.
It's like you're applying for
Turn around.
a job on the quad right now.
It's like you're doing a Zoom.
Ham.
Tell us your
Ham.
qualifications, Mr. Bass. Okay. Well, again, guys, we'll keep updating with everything that we know when we know it, and just try to put good thoughts out there in the universe and help your neighbors. Just be there for other people. That's more important than anything right now. So, Rye, the poll. Now we're going to get to the fun part of the podcast that's normally does not open this way, but here we are.
Yep. No, polls are really important.
YouTube.com/@the
Yep.
quad with CY. If you want to
Yep.
go check
Yep.
that out, you can watch us all
Correct.
live.
Yes, you can. That's always important. And polls are a big part of what we do here at the Quad with Chris Young. We actually do it each and every week. It's something that we encourage you to participate
It
in.
is
And
something we literally ask Ryan to do every single week, and he manages to forget to look it up.
so the poll was one has to go. And it was a chicken hot take. And it was either breast, thigh, drum, or wing. And I am shocked
It was wing.
by the
wasn't
results
it?
of this poll. At 41% of the vote, the one that has to go is the wing.
It's because there's no meat.
Unbelievable.
There's no meat on it. That's why. Goodbye. See you later.
These people have not been to Buffalo, I'll tell you that much.
It's true.
Guess what also comes with
You know what I
buffalo
would like to
wings?
say, and
Drums.
I'm just going to say it: season your food. Then maybe you'd like the wing better.
I'm sorry, no one wants to eat an overly fried piece of skin.
I do. It's called fried chicken. It's delicious. You should try
Yeah,
it.
there's meat in that. There's no meat
I
in a
love
wing.
it.
Get out of here. Get out of here with all that.
They don't
I
do their
can't.
curls.
No, I can't handle this right now. I can't see. Nope, I'm not even going to say anything. All right, let's go to music.
Music.
They do their squats, but not their curls.
Good Lord. Okay. Well, actually, more people should do their squats and not just curls. Actually,
Myself included.
I feel like we should normalize people
Leg day?
doing leg day. Yeah.
I mean,
love
my
them.
my legs have no problems. It's my booty that needs.
I like that you addressed it as your booty.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Legs-
Whatever happened to Major Booty?
The he's in the league, isn't he?
I told you he's still playing.
Yeah. The quads have no
The
problem.
quads.
Yeah, see?
The quad is great.
See what I did?
It's the booty. That,
The booty needs some work.
all right. So I played in Texas this weekend, but as much as, first of all, shout out to everybody that came to that show. I love you guys. Y'all were incredible. It was awesome. It was like one of those festival setups where you're basically in the middle of a street. Like there was a street sign
Yeah.
that's
Like hung right in front of the stage. Yeah.
like in front of the stage.
Yeah.
35 miles per hour.
It was incredible. Just amazing crowd. Everybody sang along with everything. You were so kind. Got to celebrate a couple of birthdays on the band and crew, which was really cool. But I also want to bring up the fact that I saw the Eagles in Vegas the day before at the Sphere.
How was it?
So cool.
It was incredible. And I'm going to say this, so if anyone's listening that works with the Sphere, this is not indicative of most people. It's just
Chris
for
Young
me.
Residency 2025.
Yes.
James Dolan? Question mark?
Question mark? It was one of those experiences where I've seen the Eagles play before with Vince and in Nashville, and seeing them there, I was going into it going, I wonder what this is going to be like. Okay, so just so you know, if you get motion sickness,
So
There might be a couple moments
The
where
sphere is
you're
not
gonna,
for you.
depending on the show, I don't know who plays there, but I get really bad motion sickness, and there was two special effects on the sphere that tripped me out a little bit, that I had to be like, oh, I have to look away for a second.
There was one for me, and I don't get motion sickness like that, but I literally had to like grab the sides of my chair. I was like, ooh, I feel like I'm about to fall.
For the most part, it's open enough to where you don't feel like
Yeah, this is what I was going to say. So, although it is, yes, a sphere, a globe, the way the seating is it sort of is set up more like an arena where you're facing straight forward. There's a bunch of crowd, and then over your head and a little bit behind you, all the way down to the bottom, is where the screens are. So they can do some really cool depth perception things with the video.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, if you get a chance to go see the Eagles,
You got to do it.
you need to go. You need to go this year. Not like wait and be like, oh, one day, because I'm pretty sure this is their.
And if not, they're getting up there in age. You're like, you're
I
going to
think-
run
I
out.
think I'm trying not to misspeak, but I'm pretty sure this is their last.
But is that like how Kiss had farewell tours for like 25 years? And then you're like,
I don't know.
This
I
is
don't
the
know.
last time we will do this tour this year.
Also, Ryan,
'Cause they're running.
as I see you standing up, are you getting ready to leave to go do other work?
I'm gonna bring you guys in the car with me. So we're gonna have a good time.
Okay,
We're gonna have a
all
good time.
right, here we go.
I'm bringing the car with me.
We'll see how this works.
How did it sound?
Amazing.
yeah. Even what's his was it Joe?
I would play part of the audio right now if I didn't think it would immediately get a strike and a takedown notice
What
because
What did he say? Like 142
167,000 speaker drivers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
it sounded incredible.
So basically, there's not a bad seat in the house based on where they have the audio routed to.
If you get a chance, sit in the 200s.
It's the best viewing.
I know it sounds like you would want to be on the floor.
No, I'd want to
But-
see all of it from like a bird's eye.
You can see everything. The best vantage point, in my opinion, is the 200s.
Yeah, I'm curious what other artists will really embrace this and what they'll start to book there. I feel like bands like
Well, I guess Zach Brown is playing there.
I saw that. I would love to see a band like Nine Inch Nails or Tool there, where,
Do a show, yeah.
because they're already like a very visually heavy band. So like to have kind of all of that.
Some of those shows, careful before you go to them. You may fall down the stairs a couple times. There's someone did a show there where their AMSs couldn't keep up with it.
It is steep, and it's Vegas.
It is Las Vegas. I would
It's
not
more trippier.
recommend going to the Sphere and trying to have that kind of experience since we're being vague.
Yep. EMSs
If you know,
couldn't
you know.
keep up with the amount of
By the way,
people that
far-
needed help.
far and away the youngest person probably at the concert.
Oh, no doubt.
Which sort of tripped me out a little bit, mainly because I knew every single song they played,
Yeah.
and it was so good.
I knew every single song they played.
Yeah, it was incredible. Went with a small group of friends and had like the end of a row to ourselves. It was great. I loved every minute of it.
It's awesome.
And shout out to Vince Gill. You guys know I love Vince. I called him, and he actually called me right before the show.
He's like,
I was like,
hey, man.
I was like, I was sitting at a table in Vegas just playing cards, and I was like, I have to get up.
yeah,
They were like, why? I was like, because this is Vince Gill calling me.
because when Vince Gill calls, you get
And
up.
I was like, I need to stand up right now. He's the man. I love him so much. He is one of the most talented human beings I've ever gotten
And he's such a nice
chance to be around.
human being.
Go, yeah. You know what? What are you listening to?
It's just Vince Gill edition.
Vince Gill edition. I want nothing but Vince Gill music. And I will lead. Can I do 2 this week? Is that okay with you guys?
You can take mine because I don't have my phone to look.
All right,
anything.
perfect. I'm gonna do "Take It to the Limit" by the Eagles.
Oh wait, can I do Desperado?
Sure.
Desperado is Haley's pick this week, and then I'm going to do quite possibly my favorite Vince Gill song of all time, Sober Saturday. No, I'm just kidding. Go Rest High on That Mountain.
Amazing. I will choose Don't Let Our Love Start Slipping Away.
I love that song. That's great guitar tone.
Yep.
Rye, do you have a favorite Vince Gill song?
I was going to go with an Eagles song. Are we going with a Vince Gill song?
Yeah, no, go Eagles. That's fine. No, wait, I can't say that. Don't you dare clip that, Monsell. Don't you dare. I meant the band, not the team.
Too late.
God. See, this is why I hate doing this live.
This is incredible.
All right.
By the way, I talked to you before hurricane coverage the other day, and you told me you were going to Vegas to watch the Eagles, and I was woefully confused on why you were going to Vegas
Like
to
Eagles,
watch
Raiders?
the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm like, you're going to watch the Eagles? Like, what are we doing?
I'm leaving. I'm out of here. I'm leaving.
Hotel California, by the way.
Hotel
It's a classic.
California. Yeah.
Now
I
I
believe
can't-
that's what they open with.
Yeah, they did.
Now I just want to get you to like
No!
say like
Josh.
go Commanders and go Giants.
I meant, yes, go with an Eagles song. The Eagles,
You
the band.
can't-
What was really funny is yesterday when I got back to Nashville, I was watching football, and one of the people said, "You went to Vegas to watch the Eagles at the Sphere?" And I was like,
Confusing, not football.
"Yes." And they're like, "But they're playing right now." I was like, "Not the football team."
Is
Jesus.
this a missing like marketing opportunity? Like, should I start a band called the Cowboys?
Oh yeah.
All right. Also, one thing that I was actually about to say, because this has been in my head, was, oh, haha, would you like to make a band like the Highwaymen? And unfortunately, one thing I do have to recognize is that Chris Christopherson passed.
Yep.
So sad.
A major loss for music, songwriters,
Oh, man.
people who like sound.
Dude, Chris Christopherson did so many things in his career that were so impactful. I mean, the fact that they have to list him with like 6 things behind his name. It's like singer, songwriter, actor, lyricist, poet. It's like,
He was a talented man.
All I know is if Dolly Parton says, "Man, I'm going to miss this guy," you've done something with your life, you know?
yeah, for sure. Okay, let's really get into the fun now, since that's normally what we do on this podcast. If this is your first podcast listening to us,
We're not depressing.
I know it's a little heavier than normal, but sometimes you just have to address things, and that's what today is. We talk about a little bit of everything. So let's go to sports.
Sports.
Go home, football. You're drunk.
So drunk.
The NFL makes no sense right now. Like, no sense at all. One of the leading running backs in fantasy football is actually a guy that doesn't run the ball for the Ravens. He catches passes out of the backfield.
Justice Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews has disappeared. Travis Kelce has disappeared.
He had an okay game yesterday.
No, he did not.
He had a more Travis Kelce-like game yesterday than he's had most
Did he
games
have a
this season.
touchdown?
Doesn't it? Doesn't matter.
Did the Chiefs cover?
No.
No, of course not.
You never bet the Chiefs to cover. 1-800-BETS-OFF if you have a gambling problem. That is the national hotline. We always say that on this program. But
Of course not. The
also,
Chiefs never-
you know who also didn't cover? The Cowboys. Even though they won, and everybody tried to poop on their win because they're like, "Oh, it's just the Giants." I'm like, look, that's in the division. We're 2-2. People have the Commanders winning the division right now, which I think is insane.
I mean, have you seen Jaden Daniels? Looks pretty good.
No,
He went
Jaden
out.
Daniels is great, but he went out.
The Red
I,
Rock.
he like
I love
seri-
your lack of comment
Is he
after
like?
I said
Is
that.
he like? Is he seriously hurt?
I don't know. He went out very early in the game and never came back. You want to know who else is making a comeback? The Red Rocket.
That's the nickname for Andy Dalton, for those of you that are very confused.
Just
at home.
making sure we put that out there. That is the nickname for one
Wait.
Andy Dalton.
Jaden Daniels didn't go out. He played the whole game.
That's what I thought. I'm like, Daniels came back and played.
You're thinking of
You know,
Richardson.
You know
Oh,
why?
I'm thinking
you know
of
why
Richardson,
I,
yeah.
I was going along with that? It's because I knew that she didn't know what she was talking about, but you did not
was
know
confused.
that she didn't know what she was talking about. And what do you do for a living?
He's driving. He's driving. Be nice to him.
I did mix up the names, but I
Thank
knew
you.
someone had gone out.
Yeah, no, it was Anthony Richardson for the Colts.
Jaden Daniels is
Oh,
off
by
to
the
one
way,
of the
Joe
best
Flacco then
starts
came
for
in and
Richardson.
immediately first pass, threw a touchdown, and then threw another touchdown. So, is there quarterback controversy in Indianapolis?
I mean,
I would really like to have Joe Flacco as my backup in Miami. So if we can make that happen, that'd be great.
What about Josh Rosen? It seems like the class of 2018 is having a resurgence this year.
The Rosen one?
Yeah,
Oh, you
the
remember?
Rosen
You remember? I
one.
love the Rosen one.
Yeah, I think he's in business school right now, but he might still be able to fling it, you know?
Again, the NFL is just so strange. Like games that make absolutely no sense. People just getting
Our
bodied left and right. Early on in the games yesterday was crazy. It was crazy. And by the way, if one more person comes up to me and they're like, "Oh, well, the Cowboys only won by 5, and they're not that good." Look, what did the Kansas City Chiefs win by?
7 points, which is more.
What was the line?
Oh, I don't know, 7.5, 9, whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter. Don't ever bet the Chiefs.
Do you know what the line on the
We're
Cowboys game was?
13, I
It was
think.
5.
Yeah, was it 5?
It was 5.
It was in the Vegas zone. I have
the
been-
only field goal that was that short that our kicker has ever missed.
Talking about kickers, the Bears punter make it was the MVP the other day.
I'm sorry. I would like to talk about the Bears for a minute.
Please.
Did they win?
We did.
They did.
I don't think
Did-
it was a huge win, but
Did your quarterback throw a touchdown?
He did.
doesn't mean they're good. They played against.
Would I still
Oh
want
my God, Bears fan.
Would I still want Gardner Minshew over him? I would, yes.
I don't know about that. Gardner Minshew has not
Whoa.
proven himself.
Swift finally did something. Like he's been hiding out, and everyone's like, "Why do we even have Swift?" And he finally did something. And again, our punter was punting out of his mind.
So all of our teams won, right? Rye?
Our team plays tonight against the Tennessee Titans on Monday Night Football, baby. Let's go.
You're
Time
hoping
to
they
even
win,
our
right?
record at Tua and Tua.
Oh Lord! All right, fantasy football is just a mess. It is a mess. If you'd have told me that Aubrey as a kicker would have more points in fantasy football through the first 3 games than CeeDee Lamb, a bunch of the running backs that were taking like 2, 3, 4 in a bunch of leagues, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, however he wants to pronounce his name, I don't know anymore. Do you remember when that happened?
Yeah.
Where he was like, it's actually pronounced Kels, and then no one said that.
They're like, cool, Kelsey.
Yeah.
Ryan,
I'm not in like the Mandela effect, right?
that
that
happened.
happened.
That
That was a
happened.
thing that happened.
Ryan, remember when you made fun of me for drafting Aubrey in the 6th round?
Good.
What's your record?
I'm about to
that's a
beat
great
Ryan.
question.
I'm about to beat Ryan. What are you talking about? We have the same record.
It's a little early to be taking your victory lap on
I
taking
think
a
I'm
kicker
pretty.
in the 6th round.
I'm pretty sure I'm undefeated in our league, but
No, you're 2-1, Ryan.
2-1. Get it right.
Just saying.
And you're about to be 2
2
and 2.
and 2 and 1.
I think, didn't I beat you week
Sure.
1?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, pretty sure. I
Pretty
did.
sure you did.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am 2-1 in all of my leagues except the Sony football league, which I still can't figure out how they score points.
They just don't.
It makes no sense. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. By the way, Zay Flowers sucks.
There's a lot of players that, especially the last 2 weeks.
Fantasy football, not like in real life football. Like, I mean, Zay Flowers is a great player. But in fantasy football, that was a bad decision. I traded a couple players because I needed a running back. I got the running back I wanted, and that running back has proceeded to do nothing. And the wide receiver, Zay Flowers, has proceeded to do nothing.
The last 2 weeks, it's either been 3 or 4 players getting 30 points and then everybody else getting 5. It's been insane. I don't
There's
understand.
been so many injuries too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Rashee Rice. I mean, I believe Josh Wright projected torn ACL for Rashee Rice.
Oh, not projected.
Yeah.
It's toast.
Did he tear it?
Yep.
That's going to be a problem for your team moving forward.
You don't say. You don't say. I'm going to see a lot of Juju Smith-Schuster, Sky Moore,
Oh,
Justin Watson.
Don't say that name. That is,
Yeah, man.
ugh.
Sky Moore. It's like Beetlejuice. He just shows up, and you're like,
He
oh no, you
appears.
dropped another touchdown. That's so weird.
Again, like I would like to say, Addison in Minnesota, 23 points on my bench. B. Thomas Jr. from Jacksonville, 21 points on my bench. Hubbard from Carolina, who have been awful, 22 points on my bench. Sam Darnold, 20 points. Jalen Hurts, 16.
I mean, in fairness, Darnold's been balling, and
Football's whack. Football's whack right now.
All right. Hang on. Zamir White, that plays for Las Vegas. Amazing first week. Since then, nada.
John
He had
Stone
3
coming
points.
through and winning everything and a player out every week, basically. on
Yeah,
his-
he's got, well, first of all, he had a player that was out, and then he had a player that was questionable who ended up playing, and it was Neighbors for the New York Giants who got just as many points as CeeDee Lamb.
yep.
And last week, he had a player out and still beat me. Like, John Stone's auto draft team for the win.
Hey, by the way, I got a question. Did you nerf touchdown points this year?
No, I haven't. I didn't change a single thing.
Because CeeDee Lamb had 98 yards on a tutty, and Neighbors had 115 yards,
Reception.
and they scored the same thing.
PPR, number of catches.
Yeah.
I didn't change anything, and I
Math.
sat there with you and went
I
through
was
all the
like-
points and was like,
like,
"Are we still okay?
we don't have to-
Did we want to change anything?"
Why would you undo what the thing that I was trying to do?
She was
I was
about
trying to
say
make
it.
her
She was-
question
She was
herself.
about to say it anyway.
Oh, come on.
I went through all the points with you and making sure that if we wanted to change anything, and you're like, "No."
So anyway, let's talk about the Florida Gators.
What about them?
Chomp chomp.
Exactly.
They had an off week.
Are you excited about next week?
I'm never excited for any of my football teams.
UCF Florida, baby, in the swamp. Let's go. In-state matchup. I'll be heading to Gainesville.
what? I changed
Fair.
my
Will I
mind.
see you
There
I-
it is.
I
There
really-
it is.
I-
Thank you, Ryan, for jumping in. I was waiting for that.
I'm actually very excited for next week, and I hope we destroy you.
Didn't UCF just get handed it to him by Colorado?
Well, not
it's,
only did they get it handed
well-
to them, I believe there was a gentleman on that team who might be a Heisman hopeful who pulled the Heisman pose after,
Travis Hunter is unbelievable, man.
after
Watching that
making
kid
one
in
of the
person,
craziest interceptions I've ever
that
seen.
dude,
He's
that
gotta
dude
win it,
is an
right?
absolute freak. I mean, look,
I don't
Colorado's
know. I mean, it's
4-1,
going to be
like,
tough, but if you're a two-way player like that,
And having that
I
kind
mean,
of
when's the last defensive player to win it? Charles Woodson, right?
Yeah.
Was that the last defensive player to win the Heisman?
hang on, he's
Almost
a two-way
positive.
player though.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's why I'm saying it's so hard to win it. Usually, it's quarterbacks who win the Heisman, and so. But if Travis Hunter continues to play this way and
Or running
dominate the
back.
way he's doing, it's
let me
crazy.
just throw this out there right now. Travis Hunter plus 700 to win the Heisman. Only people ahead of him are Cam Ward and Jalen Milrow. And I feel like Travis Hunter is
Yeah, we got to look. First of all, Texas.
somehow Quinn Ewers is higher than
I don't.
Manning on this.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I talked to somebody yesterday who was like, "Oh, at Quinn, when he's back and he's not hurt, he's got to be the starter." And I'm like,
Does he?
"What have you seen?" And I think Quinn Ewers is really good. Arch Manning is like generationally good looking right now. The way he throws the ball, the way he can move in the pocket, his situational awareness of how to like change plays at the line. Like unless I'm missing something, I think they need to start him. And if they start him against Oklahoma, they have to start him against Georgia. You can't flip-flop quarterbacks.
Nor can you roll out a rusty quarterback against Georgia.
No.
Especially
Absolutely not. After what they've been dealing with,
Yeah.
because now they know they can't lose anymore.
Yep.
And that Alabama game was nuts.
It was
By the way,
awesome.
hey, ESPN, maybe just cop to the fact that you like actually sent out a post on the internet that said that Georgia came back from the largest deficit they've ever had.
That was bad. They jumped the gun a little bit there.
Yeah, you jumped the gun a lot of it, is what you did.
Oh, were they saying that they
posted.
won?
All right, that's real, right, Ryan? I'm
no,
not
that's
getting
real.
tricked
That's
by
real.
AI or anything.
Nope.
All right, they
SportsCenter posted a
posted-
Georgia comeback win post, and that is not what transpired. Alabama held on to win that game.
Held on. No, they came back to win that game. But with 2 minutes left in a college game, you cannot be posting that stuff. I know you want to be the first one online. You don't want to be the first one online that's wrong.
The intern got fired. Let's just be honest. The intern got fired.
Oh, you know he did.
Yeah.
Is that why you're auditioning for a job today, Ryan?
Yes. I'm interning for every job today.
Also, breaking news right over the wire. Dikembe Mutombo passes away at age 58.
Oh, man.
What?
Yep.
Serious?
Just popped up. Yep. Brain cancer.
Oh, God.
Such a dark week.
Man, oh, man. He was awesome. No, no, no. No, no, no. Sorry, didn't mean to dampen the mood, but
Man.
It just pop up.
Well, by the way, Kansas State, do we need to touch on
They won.
who did they play? I'm so sorry. I don't even know.
I don't remember.
I really don't even know.
No, whatever.
Josh,
Oklahoma
Josh
State
is a super fan,
Yeah,
by the way.
Oklahoma State University.
Okay.
I'm a fan. I wouldn't say I'm a super fan. It's the only college team that has mattered to me.
Yeah.
Meanwhile.
Last little bit of information. Monsell, do you want to come over here? You want to come on camera real quick?
Depends on what he's being asked to do, I think.
No, come here. Just keep it right there. You want to talk about your team?
No, we lost.
Kentucky lost?
Oh, you talking about the Saints?
Yeah. I was talking about Kentucky.
I think Kentucky looks good, man.
You played on the team.
Nah, we won.
They won. He's like, yeah, we won.
Watched the game. I don't like to be out and about.
You just want to be quiet. You want to be a quiet killer in the back. I get it, dude.
Monsell doesn't want to be on camera.
Quiet killer.
You just like to be behind the camera. Okay, gotcha. Anyway, the last thing that I was going to say was in the MLB, the biggest piece of news is just Shohei Ohtani is a freak.
Such a freak.
Oh, my God.
Didn't win the Triple Crown, though. Didn't win the Triple Crown. Luis Ariz stole it from him, so.
He doesn't need
How
a
about
triple
Luis Ariz?
crown.
How about
Shohei-
Luis Ariz, by the way? Winning a batting title 3 years in a row in 2 different leagues. It's pretty cool.
What are you talking about?
Luis Ariz, the Padres' first baseman, ended up winning the batting title.
For what year?
In the National League. This year. We won the batting title for batting average, like the best batting average in the league.
We?
If he hadn't beat out Shohei. No. Never mind. Don't mind me. Am I interning something here? Am I doing something wrong? Am I getting fired?
No.
Do you want my coffee order real quick? Or
I'm just saying, like, by the way, no one even, that guy's not, He just randomly decides to not give Shohei Ohtani his flowers.
Yeah.
Iced latte? Didn't you want an iced latte?
Yeah. Can you get-
Mocha.
Yeah, mocha for me,
Okay.
please.
You got it. On the way.
Actually, you know what? These days, lately, I don't know if I'm like slowly being influenced by my father, but it's just straight black coffee.
Oh man,
That's
you're
terrible.
you're getting there now, huh? You're at that age.
How old are you, Ryan?
25.
Oh, that seemed to be very under your breath.
Yeah.
You're 5?
How old?
30,
How old are you?
35. 35.
35? Okay.
Oh, don't
Anyway,
worry.
on this note, I just arrived at Magic Media Day. I love you guys. I'm gonna
Isn't that
go
funny?
intern for somebody else now.
All right. We love you, Ryan.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Hi.
Good Lord. All right. Let's go to movies. Movies. Did you watch this movie?
Yes.
Recording stopped.
Is that on the audio?
I hope so.
Oh, if it is, you got to leave it in there. It's just recording
I
stop.
just didn't want
No
to be
more Ryan.
staring at myself, looking at myself.
Why? It's
Weird.
fun.
It's weird.
All right. So the movie for this week, we decided to go with a vintage one because we couldn't find anything that we really wanted to watch.
See, I ended up watching the movie that I suggested on accident.
Which one?
Rebel Ridge.
Okay.
Okay, so that you're ready for next week. Me and Josh will talk about this one. Reality Bites,
We
PG-13,
watched this for you because you hadn't seen it.
1994 comedy romance,
Golly.
an hour and 39 minutes.
I decided to watch Top Gun again. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't realize that this was the movie. I was like,
Dude.
oh.
Are you not a member of this podcast?
Okay, hang on. After college, Winona Ryder's character films a documentary about herself and friends as they flounder in their attempts to forge relationships and begin careers. Vicky, played by Janine Garofalo, works retail, has an endless string of one-night stands, and awaits the results of her test for
HIV.
yeah, there it is. All right. I was like, dude, do I say it? Do I
Yeah,
not say it? Whatever.
That's fine.
Uh,
People were
yeah,
most
yeah.
people were around in the 90s.
Steve Zahn, is it Zahn or Zahn? Zahn.
Steve
Steve
Zahn.
Zahn. Sammy tries to come out to his parents. Lelena gets involved with yuppie Michael Ben Stiller while maintaining a love-hate relationship with Troy Ethan Hawke, who's undergoing an existential crisis. This movie is interesting, mainly to me for the cast, just because, I mean, this is from a long time ago, and to do a movie like this and sort of almost have it be
It's a very
Sort
interesting
of like-
snapshot of 1994 and a bunch of people that are about to go have big careers for the next
Right.
30 years.
and it's 94, so it's a bunch of people that don't, haven't really hit their stride. But when you think about Winona Ryder, Janine Garofalo, Ben Stiller, Ethan Hawke, Helen Childress, Steve Zahn, Renee Zellweger, John Mahoney, like
Yeah, Winona is the most important one out of all of them because she had success in the 80s.
yeah, exactly. And it's a very, very interesting movie because it's like half found footage, which when you fast forward into film today and you look at a lot of movies that have been made just as like found footage films, especially like in the horror genre or other genres that don't really match up with what the theme of this movie was, it's really, really intriguing to know that they were sort of ahead of their time thinking, what if we just took like a random camera that's not super high resolution compared to the movie cameras and we used that and inserted it into the film?
Right.
Would that look normal?
Right.
Would that be cool? I think for filmmaking, this was something that was. I mean, I would have to ask somebody that is more well.
I don't know if it was the first, but it's certainly
wasn't the first,
Yeah, but
but-
it's certainly a wonderful snapshot of it. It's also it's directed by Ben Stiller.
I said one of the first.
Yeah.
So
So it's directed by Ben Stiller, who, we know as Zoolander or Fokker from Meet the Parents, you know?
Right.
But this is back when they're still on the come up. He's trying to be a writer and a director, and he ends up being a character in the movie as well. But, he directed Cable Guy too. Mm-hmm. I forget about some of that
Dude,
stuff.
Ben Stiller as a director is massively slept on.
Yep. But yeah, it's the darling art house movie of the Gen X
Yes.
genre. You know,
That is
this
a great way to encapsulate what this movie is.
This truly is like if you were of this like post high school, early college, or just out of college age in the early 90s. This is the movie that represented you the best.
And honestly, as much as we were giving Ryan hell about his age just now before he jumped off the podcast, this movie is not really made for me.
Sure,
You know,
we're too young
because
for it.
I was too young.
Yep.
But it's interesting. It's interesting to go back and watch it and see it as a piece of like how people were taking movies, and there's certain movies that are indelible forever, right? There's certain movies that become indelible forever because they're snapshots in time. And that's what I feel like this movie was.
Absolutely, yeah. And it feels like I'm blanking on the name, the Ben Affleck, their first writer-director debut, him and Matt Damon.
Oh.
How you like them apples? Why am I forgetting the name of it?
Good Lord.
At least I'm not alone. Okay.
No. If you hadn't asked me, I could have told you. Good Lord.
Yeah, I'm definitely no help to y'all here.
Yeah, I know, but Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. Thank you. Yeah, I know. See,
I didn't even find it yet. I'm
getting old.
No, you're not.
40's coming soon, man.
Yeah, but you better stop saying that.
It's okay. I've come to grips with that. Yeah, but Ben Stiller as a director. Let's look through this. Reality Bites, Cable Guy, Zoolander, Tropic Thunder, Secret Life of Walter Mitty, and that was the one that he got the actual like credit for being the director. I think the other ones were kind of slept on as him as the director.
Slept on as him as the director for sure. Secret Life of Walter Mitty is a movie that I never thought I would watch. I never thought I would enjoy. I was on a plane.
It's incredible. It's a perfect plane movie.
And I was just like, you know what? Okay, let me throw this on. I'll give it a chance, and I loved it.
Yeah, it's
a great movie.
It's a great story, and it's visually shot like
incredibly
well.
Which is sort of funny because the entire point of that movie, like towards the end,
for sure.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, definitely go watch that.
Yeah, please. Yeah, Reality Bites. It made me miss grunge. It made me, I got
grunge.
Yeah, I was just thinking about, the early 90s in America.
You're not wrong. I completely see why you would say that.
Yeah.
But
because how old are we? 9 then? Old enough to know.
So anyway, that was the movie for this week, Reality Bites. Josh is obviously feeling his years today.
Boy, am I
speak
ever.
out on it.
Boy, am I ever.
Are you just worn out from going to Canada?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks in Canada, and I got back yesterday, and I'm tired. Man.
You're just toast.
Yeah, it was a long trip. It's good.
Do you have a break now, or do you guys go back out?
We have 4 more for the year this month. We're done. Last show's in Vegas in October, end of October.
Look, I suggest go to the Sphere.
Go to the Sphere. Do it. Okay, for next week, Rebel Ridge, Netflix.
Yes, it's really good.
I'm going to decide to watch something else just for no reason whatsoever.
Just for no reason whatsoever, yeah.
It wasn't even that. It was I watched it because I was like, oh, I think this was the movie for the podcast. And I watched it. And then this morning, when I saw the rundown, I was like, oh, that was definitely not it. My bad.
I'm going to watch Hacksaw Ridge. I just
Great
decided
movie.
that. I decided
Also,
that right now.
hey, you know what? If you watch Hacksaw Ridge, if she watches Rebel Ridge, I'll watch Rebel Ridge, and then I've already watched Hacksaw Ridge, and it's a great movie.
I'll go buy a Honda Ridgeline right after this. I don't care.
Ridgeline.
I do not care. I will do whatever I want.
Okay, for those that are actually paying attention and you follow along, I don't know how many of you do, but the movie for next week is Rebel Ridge
Hacksaw
on
Ridge.
Netflix. Stop it, Josh.
Is there just a movie called Ridge? You'll find one.
Ridge.
Cliffhanger. Kind of the same.
Kind of the same movie, yeah. All right, let's go to the hot take.
Hot take!
Okay. I have no idea who's going to win this one, but this is going to be the best fast food franchise sandwich. Now, that can be any sandwich they make. It could be roast beef from Arby's. It could be
Yeah, so good.
it could be the Big Mac. It could be the chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. It can be anything from a fast food franchise.
Fast food, meaning there's a drive-through.
Fast food. There
Yes.
has to be a drive-through involved. Monsell, would you like to be the fourth pick this week?
Fast food.
Yeah, fast food.
Sandwich, yeah.
Favorite
But-
fast food sandwich? You just
It's
think.
not, but it's like my fast food place is not like a fast food place.
No, it's got to be. It has to have a drive-through.
It has to be a drive-through.
Yeah, it has to be a drive-through. So,
The,
like, think,
the
think
double
about
down
it.
from KFC.
Oh God, no!
Double down.
Double down.
Man, if
on a
only you
good
had that song
time.
if you had that song like 15 years earlier, just you could have
that would have been great. Yeah,
you could have
actually.
made so much money on licensing
Well, but I didn't write it.
by performance rights alone.
I produced it.
You did produce it. See, you get something.
I sang it.
The name is the same thing. Rallies and checkers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just saying the name is the same. They kind of.
yeah. They're sort of the same thing.
Yeah,
Are
it's
you
like
talking about like a
Hardee's and Carl Jr. Same
the
thing.
burger from Rally's? That's your pick?
Rally's Burger.
It's like a cheddar burger.
Yeah,
Rally's cheeseburger.
it's a good one.
Okay. All right. That's pick number one. Bear, go ahead.
This is tough. This is really tough because I mean I don't eat a lot of fast food, but when I do, I have my go-tos. So trying to pick between my two go-to sandwiches is really tough.
Hey bartender, get us here fast.
That song would it really would work for a KFC commercial. Just think about it. Double down on a good
Was it-
time.
I like that you just like the chewing
Double
noise.
down. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go
Bang, bang,
I'm gonna go with this-
dee-dee-dee-dee.
Totally.
the Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich.
Oh, polarizing.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was working at Chick-fil-A when they first came out with that sandwich, and I thought it was the most amazing thing.
That's
in the
cool.
world.
Do you know why they made that sandwich?
Because of what's about to come out.
Because of the Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich
that's too
that is
dry.
elite.
It's too dry.
It is elite.
Is that your choice?
Yes.
Unbelievably, we're going to have two things from Wendy's on this poll
Yeah, let's go. What are you taking?
because my high school life, career, time spent centered completely around the junior bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's.
Okay. All right.
Like, it's all we did. How many junior bacon cheeseburgers could we order at one time? This is all we did. We ate them so often.
Okay, so you have a choice of the best spicy chicken sandwich from a fast food place on the planet, something from Chick-fil-A because someone's basic and used to work there.
It's delicious.
The junior
that's
bacon
why.
cheeseburger and a Rally's cheeseburger. Make your decision. We want to know
So
what you
rude.
think. Go check out the poll. Thank you guys again for being here with the Quad with Chris Young. As always, I'm Chris from Haley, Ryan, who's now gone to get an internship, Monso, and producer Josh. We love you. And